Q, we're relaxed again.
Oh man, it feels good to be sitting down.
You know what? This is our home away from home. If we're not standing, we're sitting.
Whatever that means. I'm with it. What the heck are we talking about today?
We are gonna break down the entire fight card.
I like that.
When I'm talking about the entirety of the fight card, I mean a selected few fights that only us and the people care for.
The ones that capture our interest, we'll chat about them.
We'll chat about that. But this Saturday it goes down, November 3rd.
I can't believe it's already November 3rd. It feels like it's not November 3rd.
Yeah. Now we're debating seasons and trying.
I'm ready to go.
This is an MMA show here, you know.
I'm ready to debate whatever you want to talk about.
There's a lot of events this fall coming up, so that's how I'll segue back to MMA.
Smooth.
But what I will say is that MSG, it goes down. Black Beast trying to take Cormier's title away from him. Mm-hmm. That's the main event. I'm going to start at the bottom. The Fight Pass prelims here.
Okay.
So, I got the fight card right here. I'm pretty relaxed. I need to go through this prelim fights that we got going here.
So talk about them.
Do you have any interest in any of the fights?
Minimal.
Okay.
Minimal. I'm waiting for the top 3, but I'm happy to chat about the rest of them and give you my 2 cents.
Yep.
Maybe 1 cent.
And that's fine. We can do that.
Okay.
What I will say to the white belts is what fight I'm excited about is watching Shane Burgos come back and fight. Because he had a rough outing. He was an undefeated fighter. He's from New York. He had a rough outing his last fight against Calvin Kattar, who we now know is a stud fighter. Mm-hmm. So now he's going to bounce back, and I have high expectations for this guy. So he's fighting an MMA vet in Kurt Holloway.
Okay.
And I think that's an exciting fight because I think stylistically it's a good matchup, and I think that if Shane can put Holloway away, he kind of cements his status again in the UFC, and I think he'll be heavily hyped. Yeah.
Okay.
Your boy Lando Venata's on the card too.
That's one that I guess I was asleep because I definitely am. Anytime this guy's fighting, mainly because you don't know what's necessarily going to happen, right? Yeah. He could win in fantastic fashion. He could lose in fantastic fashion. Yeah. I just love the excitement. I love, obviously, the fighting style. So, yeah, I'm super hyped for the fight. He's fighting Matt Frivola, who I'm not as familiar with.
No, I don't think anybody is, to be quite honest. I'm not either. And,
really?
And I don't know why this guy got the top billing, too. Because I think, right? I don't know if they necessarily deserve that. I'm even more excited for the Brian Kelleher versus Montel Jackson fight, to be quite honest. But I'm not, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But either way, I'm glad none of this is on the prelims or the main card. Yeah. Because they need to stay at the bottom.
Get these ones out the way early. Give me a chance to get a beer, some snacks, and then come back right in time for the main card. That's how I'm going to be rocking this one.
Well, we got the prelims to go through, too.
Oh, okay.
And your girl, Sarge, is on those.
What'd you call her?
Sarge. Sajara Eubanks.
She's not my girl. Just because she's black.
Whoa! No, because she's very outspoken. I think because she's so outspoken and she swore at Dana White, I'm very intrigued to watch this fight. Because I think that, and Roxanne Modafferi is just such a nice person, and she's got name recognition as well, that at the end of the day, this stylistically is a fun matchup for all to watch.
I think Sajara's done the most that she could do to kind of bring eyes to her contest in terms of like bringing any type of attention. Obviously with the backlash against the UFC for pulling her out of the main event slot. I mean, that's a big deal. Now she's all the way out wherever she's at in the Fox Sports prelim. So she did as much as she could. That said, I mean, you know, this is not a.
What the funny thing is this is a #1 contender fight here.
It is.
So we got to put some value in this fight. I will be watching. I think Sajara is going to put away Roxanne Modafferi, and she's going to finish her in the first round, because I just don't think Roxanne can take those shots. But shout out to the Happy Warrior, because I've been watching Roxanne fight since probably about at least 8 years now, and she was fighting in Japan, and I got nothing but love for her, but the sport's past her, and she can't be fighting for UFC titles in this day and age.
Yeah, you like her because she's sweet. Yeah. I love nice people as well, but when it comes to watching her fight style, I think the way you put it is probably the most eloquent way that you could put it. You know what I mean? I think the game has passed her a little bit. Yeah. And so we'll see
very sloppy. Very sloppy. Although her last fight was very impressive. She took down, I forget her name, one of those vets like Barb Honchak or something. I guess you have it right here. She took her down and landed some devastating elbows and finished her.
Barb Honchak.
Okay. And she beat her up with elbows. Man, that was a good performance. If you have UFC Fight Pass, go watch that fight. That was actually impressive.
To kind of build up some hype for this fight. Just
honestly, it'll give some renewed faith in Roxanne and her style for you. But I'm done talking about that fight.
Please,
I've been done talking about that.
Are we on the main card yet?
No, we're not. Because there is some good fights on these prelims. Ben Saunders versus Lyman Good. Ben Saunders is always an exciting fighter.
He's always cool to watch. Yeah, jiu-jitsu practitioner.
He once said that he has better Muay Thai skills than Anderson Silva. You know when you say something so outlandish, like when Brandon Vera said he's going to get the heavyweight title and then go down and get the light heavyweight, or he said the light heavy and then move up and get the heavy. It was like, you never got one of those titles.
Yeah. So, I like when people say ridiculous things too. Is that what he said?
Yeah. Brandon Vera, when he was at the top of his game, when he lost to Tim Sylvia, but he beat somebody either way, and he was just talking a lot. But I liked him at the time, but that's a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Julio Arce is fighting, and I'm high on Julio Arce too, another New York guy. I think if he wins this fight, I think he could be a Raj's radar hopeful. But not yet.
Yeah.
I want to see him fight this. Hick Diaz is on there too, but I think we're done with the prelims.
Listen, man, I have no idea what's going on.
All right, first fight on the main card.
Okay, let's do it.
First fight on the main card. Arguably the people's main event is what I've hailed this fight as.
That's a good hailing.
Israel, the last stylebender, Adesanya versus Derek Brunson.
And Raj, this is where we have a true fight, okay?
Now let's chat.
We have a classic striker versus grappler, and I hate that analogy, but I'm just going to say it because that's what they say.
The cliche.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a cliche, but these guys have had a nice organic back and forth that really, I think, brings attention to this fight.
Yes.
Right? Brunson, in his heart of hearts, does not like Adesanya.
No.
And as a result of that, Adesanya, in his heart of hearts, fucking hates Brunson.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. And obviously, any one of them, I mean, they're both super talented middleweights, right? So I think it could go either way. Obviously, you know where I'm putting my money because, you know, Adesanya all day, baby. But
the last stylebender is a phenom.
Mm-hmm.
He's a true talent.
Mm-hmm.
We know what Brunson brings to the table.
We do.
I think we can all agree there. We know what he does. We know his style. We know his knockout power. We know that he can't take that many punches either.
Yeah.
We don't know Adesanya still. To this day, even with his last performance against Brad Tavares, the one before that against Marvin Vettori, where you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if he is that good. Brad, he looked impressive, but he didn't finish Brad.
He didn't. I think that was a bit of a turning point where we were like, oh, wow, this guy is legit. He can swim with the big dogs in this division, and he kind of deserves to be where, maybe not quite where his name recognition is, but approaching that level of deservingness because, I mean, he did a good job in that fight. So I think this will be another step up, and if he can get past Brunson, all bets are off. You know that this guy is definitely a title contender.
Yep.
And I can't wait for that. So.
And it's a prediction show. You've already said you think the last stylebender's winning. Do you think it's going to be a finish, or is it going to decision?
As much as I love Adesanya, I haven't seen the power in his hands to be able to put anyone away, especially someone... I mean, Brunson, you said he doesn't have the best chin, but he is a wrestler, which means if you tag him, he's going to find a way to get a hold of you and probably slow down the fight a little bit to an extent. And I just don't know that Adesanya is going to be able to get him out of there like that. So I'm going to go decision. All right. Third round, whatever. I got
Adesanya winning first round knockout. I think he finishes Brunson in devastating fashion. Brunson's going unconscious, so it's not even a TKO. I think it's a KO. Clean. I think I've seen enough in Adesanya's last fight to show me that he has great hips to avoid the takedown. Even though he is a skinny fighter, similar frame to you, that boy's got some great hips on him, and he can thwart a takedown pretty well. And I haven't seen the great takedown game from Brunson. I think Brunson's a little too happy with his striking game at this moment that I don't think he fully commits on the takedowns. And I think that's going to be a big mistake against Adesanya. It might even be some spinning shit that he gets hit by, but he's going to sleep.
I like that you're that far out for Adesanya. It makes me almost want to step up my
Adesanya! Heel kick knockdown.
But I'm not going to because, I mean, Brunson, I guess I have to play devil's advocate here, right? But Brunson, I mean, this is a whole nother level of fighter in terms of at least a takedown threat than what he's faced up to this point. And we know that, of course, Adesanya is going to look amazing with the stand-up every single goddamn time. But when it comes to the takedown defense, he looked great against Tavares. Like you called it, loose hips or... But I still want to see him against a proper wrestler. And then if he gets past that, that's when I say, okay, all bets are off. This guy's the baddest man on
You know what? There's 4 middleweight fights on this main card.
Crazy.
And each of those fights will answer a lot of questions. This being a really big fight because I think this one could be a potential, not #1 contender, but lead to a #1 contender fight. Moving forward, we got Jack Marshman versus Carl Roberson. Another middleweight fight here. Your thoughts?
I'm going to have to lean on you on, on this contest.
You know what? I got nothing to say to these guys either. They're both coming off losses. Carl Roberson had a lot of potential because I think he was an undefeated fighter, and then he lost to.
Why do they deserve the second billing on?
They don't.
Pay-per-view?
They don't.
Yeah,
they don't. And it's a travesty that they're on this.
Okay.
I would rather see, honestly, Sarge and Roxanne Modafferi in
Up
this
there,
spot
right? Yeah.
than these two that are coming off of losses. No offense to them. I think that, you keep doing what you're doing, and maybe you'll earn that spot on the main card of an MSG fight. But right now, do not sell me this, because I'm not buying it.
Yeah, it seems like a strange placement for me as well. I mean, obviously, in terms of knowing all of the fighters on the roster, I'm not always the best at that. But, Roberson, I know he fought Derek Stewart or Darren Stewart or whatever that was a little while back. But I didn't see enough there to make me say, oh, yeah, we have a new star in the UFC. So it's,
and Cesar Ferreira got him out of there as well.
Okay.
So it's kind of like you're both coming off losses. We don't need that. I want winners only. This is a winning show here.
Someone paid a nice bribe or something. I don't know what happened.
Speaking of losers on main cards.
Oh, okay. Nice.
David Branch versus Jared Cannonier.
Oh, that's some hating right there.
Listen, I mean, you can't keep putting Branch on main cards just because the event is in New York. I just don't think it's fair.
Why is it not fair to put him
He had his shot against Rockhold, and they were talking a lot of smack.
Yeah.
And we see what happened in that fight.
So he loses one fight, he should be kicked out of the promotion? I mean, what are you saying?
I'm just saying that I don't think when you have 2 of 5 fights on a main card that really aren't fights that are going to lead to title shots in the near future, then I'm sorry. It's not for me.
I'm not mad at this fight nearly as much. I mean, obviously, Jared Cannonier is not the person I want to see David Branch fight. I can't remember who was going to be.
He was supposed to fight Jacare, I believe.
Jacare, of course. And then so that would have made a lot more sense because at least we're still talking about big dogs.
Yeah.
I'm looking at David Branch's record. Yeah, he took a bad submission loss to Luke Rockhold.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I mean, this guy has earned his keep, right? Even most recently beating Thiago Santos.
Santos is a beast. I like Santos a lot.
Goddamn problem.
Fine.
So, as much as David Branch, from what we've seen in the UFC so far, 3 fights, 2 wins, 1 loss.
Yeah.
He deserves to be there, and I think this will tell us a bit. If he destroys Cannonier, then we're like, okay, he is on that upper level.
Yeah.
If it's a close fight where it's kind of back and forth, then we can maybe say, this guy maybe is not worth all the hype.
And that's it. So maybe for me, it's just not a fair fight, but I guess because the Rockhold getting injured, I think UFC didn't have very many choices. I just don't see Cannonier putting up any sort of output to really win that fight.
No, I tend to agree.
Co-main event.
That's
which
cool.
I was so hyped for, the Weidman versus Rockhold. So that killed me when they took that away.
Yeah.
Because I was really thinking Weidman was going to get his revenge. But not anymore.
It hurts. I mean, obviously these are 2 top, world-class middleweight fighters, but as much as I can't believe they've never fought before, because how does Jacare not fight Weidman?
Yeah, it is a little strange because Jacare has been in the UFC for quite some time now. It's not like he's new to this promotion
either. They've both been at the top of the division. So as much as these guys have never fought before, I mean, I don't even really care to see it.
I don't
it doesn't create a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I'm looking for Chris Weidman to kind of come out and make a statement.
Yep.
Because if he really wants to earn another title shot the way he's been talking, then you got to come out and put Jacare completely away, right?
Yes.
You know that Jacare, as much as he looked like someone that could not be beaten at one point in time, he's looked a lot more mortal in his last 3 fights, right? Where he lost to Gastelum.
Yes.
I'm looking at the record right here.
Yeah.
Beat Brunson.
Yep.
Lost to Whitaker. So we've seen holes in the game a little bit to make him say, okay, if you're the top of the cream of the crop, you got to be able to get past Jacare. And that's just where I'm sitting.
I think so too. I think that this will show a lot for the loser. I think more so than the winner.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, whoever loses this fight, this might be your last opportunity to get that title shot. Because they're older fighters as well. And I don't think they want to stay in the game for very much longer. So they need to cement their place. And this could be a number 1 contender fight. And it actually probably is a number 1 contender fight because Gastelum's getting the next shot against Whitaker. But after that, really, there's nobody else. Maybe Bohashinia, but he's still not deserving probably in a lot of people's eyes. So this is a number 1 contender fight. Winner will get that shot. Loser really has to go back to drawing board.
I just realized we didn't make picks for the last ones, but in this one though, who you got in terms of
I got Chris Weidman. I think he's gonna win in MSG. I think he's gonna put Souza away as well. Okay. Yeah, I think he's gonna get that takedown. Actually, I don't know. That's a really tough one because I don't know if you want to go to the ground against the Gator, right? That might not. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to go down there, but Weidman showed great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's obviously training with Matt Serra and stuff. So I don't think he'd be afraid to go to the ground, especially with his top game. I think he can do what it takes to get the win.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, obviously the fight is taking place in his backyard, right? Yeah. So that should help him kind of maybe perform a little bit better. And then I think he also knows that his back is up against the wall. If he really wants to kind of climb back to the top of this division, he knows he has to get the win, and I think that is very he's very focused on that.
Yes.
I'm assuming. So I'm going to pick Weidman as well. I think he's actually going to finish Jacare.
Yep.
And I think he probably gets it done in maybe the third round. That's what I'm looking at.
And I think if he does that, I think he deserves the title shot. And I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Whitaker versus Gastelum, because that's a new fight too, at least with Whitaker. It could be exciting.
Unless Adesanya looks so goddamn good that
man, or Bohashinya. Don't sleep on Bohashinya either. Although he just got in trouble for taking an IV, which he shouldn't have done, I think.
Really?
So I don't think it was.
When you're built like that, boy, I mean,
I know you deserve an IV or two.
Give him a couple IVs and let him do his thing.
Listen, it's time to talk about the main event.
Okay.
Finally, get to what the people are paying their money for. Not me, because I don't think I'm going to be paying my money for this card. But
I thought you meant they were paying their money to watch us.
Oh, that'd be nice, eh? They should be.
One day.
One day.
Yeah.
One day.
Okay.
DC.
Yeah.
Double cheeseburger. First, Derek Lewis.
Raj, we've touched on this fight a couple of times just in previous videos. So if you guys haven't seen our earlier takes, definitely go back, take a look.
Yeah.
Pretty enjoyable videos to watch.
Yeah.
But I am a little bit biased on that.
Very enjoyable videos to watch.
With this fight, long story short, we have a mismatch on our hands.
Okay.
But the more I watch the footage leading up to the fight, the more I'm starting to kind of buy into this idea that maybe, just maybe, Derek Lewis can catch. Maybe.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
And get him out of here and basically have that moment in the sun where he's actually the UFC champion. It seems so improbable, but this boy's whole career seems so improbable.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Hey man, that's kind of where I'm sitting with this in terms of early impressions. I really hope he can get it done, but it's still, Cormier all day.
Listen, shout out to our boy. Burnsy. You know Burnsy.
Oh, I'm a big fan of
Burnsy. He watches the show.
Does he?
Because I put a poll on our IG.
Okay.
2WhiteBelts.
Yeah.
And he was the only one
yeah.
that had the hot balls.
Really?
You see that what I did there? Had the hot balls to go with Black Beast.
Wow.
Everybody else went Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
But my boy Burnsy, shout out to him. He went Black Beast. And and it's hard to argue, because he is a 7-1 underdog for a reason. Let's be honest, like DC is a pound for pound great. But he's done this before where he's been an underdog and he got the W. Like, and all fights start outstanding. He has 5 chances, 5 rounds to get it done. I don't know if DC can finish him, especially early on in the fight, because you're not going to choke him out. And Black Beast has an uncanny ability that when he gets taken down, he literally just stands back up.
Yeah.
there's no technique involved, but he just stands right back up.
I mean, I think if this fight goes past the third round, that's when we're going to see Black Beast really start to get dominated and probably even finished by a Cormier, just because the talent gap is so large. But in those early rounds, one thing that Black Beast does well that I think a lot of people don't even speak about is he controls the pace very well. Granted, he has no gas tank, but because of that threat of the right hand, he usually kind of just marches forward, picks his shots, and doesn't really expend a lot of energy in the early going. So I think if he just picks his shots carefully, he's still gonna lose, but like it gives him a chance to kind of get the job done.
It is intriguing.
And that's exciting, yeah.
He plays possum a lot too, where you think he's exhausted, but he's not that tired. Even that combo he put on Volkan to finish him in the third round, very, very impressive, because there was like pinpoint accuracy. He was exhausted, and he still had the ability to just literally knock Volkan completely out. Not Volkan, I'm talking about Volkov, but knock him completely out. So that was super impressive.
A lot of heavy hitters, I mean, if they have strength, they have it in the first round, the second round, the third round. They don't have it in the fifth round at the end of the fight when he's as gassed as he was with his balls being as sweaty as they were. To still be able to compose that type of power tells you a lot about what that boy's carrying. And that's what makes this whole fight intriguing. So
So you're going with Black Beast to win the fight?
I'm going to go with Cormier. Fourth round. TKO. That's it.
Listen, I'm going Cormier to win the fight, but I am going Black Beast by betting odds. He's a plus 700 underdog.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you put $10, you could net $70 easy. And that's a good win because Cormier is a minus 1,000. I mean, you put $100, you're winning $10, which is useless, right?
Yeah. So if you're gonna
bet big, and if Black Beast can get it done, it wouldn't be the worst thing for MMA either, because DC would then have to suddenly go back down to light heavyweight, and maybe we get that John Jones versus DC part 3.
That's coming regardless. I think we all can acknowledge that somehow, some way, that fight is going to happen, whether it's at light heavyweight or whether it's at heavyweight. But yeah, this would just be a great story. And then the year that Derek Lewis would have had if he could somehow pull this off.
Yes.
Like what a story for
Oh my! Can you imagine that guy being champion?
Jeez.
He's on other podcasts and shows. I don't know why he's not on this one, but he'll be here soon. But he's on other ones talking about how he's not an MMA fighter. He's just a brawler.
I love it.
He's like, I don't really wear the gi or do all that respect stuff. I'm just here to swing leather, and I can't hate on that.
The boy's the best at what he does, man. The boy's the best at what he does. So shout out Derek Lewis.
Yep. Listen, that's our recap show. That's all the fights we have. We've talked about not recap, but prediction show. We've talked about all the fights on the card. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. But after it's all said and done, we're going to be recapping, seeing what we did right, seeing what we did wrong.
I'm looking forward to that. I think, last time we did this, I wasn't the best at it, but this time I'm feeling good. I feel like I made some good picks.
Yeah.
I'm excited to rub it in your face and show you how.
Listen, I don't think you and me disagreed on that much today either, which is unfortunate.
Damn it, yeah, I guess we didn't.
Weidman?
Yeah.
Cormier? Cormier. Yeah. But for the odds, you gotta go black.
Yeah. Adesanya, we both had.
We both had Adesanya. Listen, join together then.
Wow.
Sarge, we both had Sarge there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's fair.
And nobody cares for the Robertson fight.
Who's that?
Yeah, and David Branch. Do you have David Branch winning against Cannonier? I'm going Cannonier because I don't like David Branch.
All right, perfect.
That's it.
A little bit of back and forth. That's all I'm asking for.
At least one fight we gotta go. Let's go, Jared. We're out of here.
Yeah.
Oos.